seemed like they had good penetration of the line. They still gained 4 yards, but I liked the way the defense looked on that play more than some of the other plays.
Barrett under center. Toss near side.
They read that.
And nice tackle that time by number 5, Bryson Cervantes, as Beecham turned him in, and Cervantes put the hammer down on him.
You know who the linebackers are better than I am since you've watched this team, Dale, but I've watched the linebackers pretty closely there. I didn't catch the numbers who they are, but they really read that play from the beginning, totally identified it, and sniffed it out, and that play just went nowhere fast.
Number 7, Micah Baker. Number 20, Keegan Barnhill, your inside backers there. Loss of 1 on the play. 3rd down and 7 here for Atoka from their own 41.
The only thing that worries me is I'm afraid that if Atoka was smart, they'd do a little play action here. And
here's a snap. That's just what they're doing, Jeremy. Play action pass down the near sideline. It's deep ball, and it is caught. He outruns everyone. Just runs right by our guys. I mean, number 19, Wyatt Hall.
That was just speed. That was just plain speed right there. It looked like Zach Farmer for Hartshorne had coverage for him for a little bit, and then but when the ball hit the apex of the pass, 19 just ran past Farmer. I mean, it was just clearly a speed thing. It wasn't that Farmer wasn't in the right position or anything. He was in the correct position. It just speed kills, and he adjusted the pass. The quarterback basically just lofted up a pass and said, "Go get it."
Yep.
And 19 went and got it.
And he did. So Mustafa Raj on for the extra point try. It's up and good. So that's going to bring it to 28-13 here as the Miners give up another big play on defense. And they're going to have to answer right here, Jeremy. The offense is going to have to come back out and going to have to put a drive together here and go put some points on the board, because you can't go down 3 scores. We don't have a big enough or a dynamic enough offense to make that work.
I hate to say it, but it looks like Atoka has the size battle on Hartshorne and they have the speed battle on Hartshorne, which, we normally should add up to a blowout. Well, what Hartshorne has on their hands is that they have Micah Baker. And to me, he's quite possibly one of the best players on the field for either side right now. I think they need to get it in his hands, and him and Cervantes need to be the 2 guys for Hartshorne. They're the 2 biggest difference makers from my eyes, from my viewpoint. They can play out here with all the speed and power that Atoka has. Let those 2 carry the load from here on out and live or die with those 2.
So Mustafa Raj approaches to kick it. Ball's going to be taken by Colbert at the 7. Alice has it straight up the pipe, spins through a tackle, spins through another, trying to break another one across the 30, and finally brought down at the 32. So nice return there by number 2, sophomore Dallas Colbert.
He sure plays a mean pinball.
He was pinballing around there and had a nice return.
It was a very nice return. It was interesting. It was funny. He was bouncing from one Atoka player to the next, ended up running backwards for the last yard. Good return.
So Miners have it 1st and 10 at their own 32.
Oh, just for reference sake, Dale, as I said, I was a sports writer in Texas for a while, and I was curious. I knew there was a Texas school that was the Wampus Cats. It's Itasca, the Itasca Wampus Cats.
Yeah, well, I task a Hartshorne offense to go score right here. Here we go. And we've got timeout taken by Atoka. So let's take it with them here. 3:09 to go, Miners trail 28-13. You're listening to Hartshorne Football on Country Legends 105.9. We'll be right back.
Dozers, backhoes, trackhoes, dump trucks. Justin Nimrod Dozer Service has them all. Whether you need dirt work, driveways, roads, demolition work, ponds, house pads, timber removal, gravel hauling, septic, Justin Nimrod Dozer Service is the one call to get it done. 918-465-7284. Servicing Wilburton, McAllister, Eufaula, and all the surrounding areas. Justin Nimrod Dozer Service. 918-465-7284. That's 465-7284.
When you have a question or need documentation, do you want to do the groundwork to find the answer, or call an 800 number and go through the number prompts yourself? Wouldn't you rather talk to the person that you entrusted with your assets and your livelihood? I'm Joshua Hass with the Santa Fe Agency. Our clients are not just a means to a living for us. We are partners with you. Here at Santa Fe Agency, rate and service is that partnership. Like us on Facebook at Santa Fe Agency, ensuring for reality where customer service makes the difference. Santa Fe Agency.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to Hartshorne Miner Football on Q Country Legends. Miners have it first down and 10 here, 3:09 to go in the third quarter, trailing the Atoka Wampus Cats 28-13. Toka scored 21 unanswered here. Miners need to put a drive together here and answer right here. First and 10, Cervantes has Baker in the backfield with him, takes the snap, fakes to Baker, rolls to his right. He's looking to throw. He's got a man deep down the far sideline, and it is almost intercepted.
I understand that they're trying to get Atoka off the offensive line there and try to open up some space there. I just think there's other ways to do it than throwing something like that type of pass, because it ends up that was a 50-50 ball, and I think there's better ways. They were having some success with those passes into the flat. They want to throw it, try that.
Second down and 10. Cervantes has two receivers right, one to the left, brings Frazier in motion, fakes the jet sweep to Frazier, hands it off to Baker up the middle, and the Atoka defense collapses on him quickly. He's going to have a short gain, maybe about 2 yards. Third down and 8 here for this Miner offense. Jeremy, this may be the biggest down of the night so far right here for this Miner offense.
And again, I really don't like, and this is the first time I've said it all night, so I don't like talking or being critical of play calling. I just don't agree with that first pass because it puts them behind schedule for this whole series of downs right here.
So third down and 8. Pass in the flat to Barnhill is short and incomplete.
He was open.
So that's going to bring the punting unit back out on the field for Hartshorne. Number 19, Wyatt Holland, the man who just caught the long touchdown pass, back to receive for the punting unit of Atoka. Number 11, Javen Shaw, back in punt formation for the Miners.
That was a lost opportunity. I hope that series does not come back to haunt them. Not a good punt.
Going to be taken by Holland deep in his territory at the 18, but he gets the cornerback across the 30 and then bumped out of bounds at the near sideline at about the 38-yard line. Can't tell where they're going to spot it here. Yep, 38, knocked out of bounds. Number 22, Tommy Harden, runs him out of bounds on the near sideline.
This is a must-stop series. I think that kind of goes without saying. That's not exactly in-depth color work by me right there, but I do not feel like Hartshorne can let them score here or maybe again for the rest of the game.
Yeah, they're going to have to get a stop right here and get a better bit of field position, hopefully, from this end. Got to get them behind the chains here early on. First and 10 from their own 38-yard line for Atoka. Hand off over that right side again. And nice blocking on the edge, and that's going to be, I can't tell what number that is. That's number 5.
It is 5.
Andrew McCall, the freshman running back there.
Well, they have a bevy of tall tailbacks, don't they, back there?
They've got a lot of kids.
Where are they marking him at now? Did he run out of bounds that early?
I think there's a flag on the play, Jeremy.
I see it. It's down by the referee's foot.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. But you know what? What bothered me on that play, and Hartshorne's going to end up getting lucky here because of the Pierce, was it a holding call?
Holding call.
Is that we were diving at their feet.
Diving at their feet again, yep.
And that's just... And
this is not Yarbrough. We need to come meet this kid in the mouth.
Yes.
He's not, I mean, he's a freshman. He's not going to be... So first down and about 15 here after the holding call.
He is a big, tall freshman.
I told you they had some impressive freshmen. Fullback dive right up the middle, and he breaks through the line and has it out across the 45-yard line. Tackle made by Colbert West and Beecham eventually, but that's the best play they've run on that fullback dive all night with number 45, Jamar McKee.
Making like Roger Craig with the high knee action running through the line there. That
45 was car, like that 45.
Oh, even better reference. I like that.
So second down, and we'll call it short 3 here to go for Atoka. Wampus Cats back to the line here.
Looked like Hartshorne had them back on their heels after that holding penalty, but then they get it right back on the fullback dive.
So Barrett takes snap, fullback dive again. He's going to be stopped for loss this time as Number 66, Sean Camp, along with number 7, Micah Baker, and number 32, John Beecham, are there to meet him in the backfield. So a loss of 1 on the play. That's going to bring up third down, and it's going to be a full 3 yards now to go.
As a person who loves old school power football, the first thing I would, if I was an Atoka coach, tell that that fullback there is never dance.
Never
on the
dance,
41 and 40 dive plays. Never dance.
No, sir. It's straight ahead.
Just go straight ahead and get what you can. And he danced.
So big third down and 3 here for this Miner defense. See if they can bow their back and make a stand here. As Barrett is under center, I formation behind him. Got the linebackers creeping up here. Toss wide on the far side, and McCall's going to be caught in the backfield, but he's going to spin free of about 5 different tacklers out the midfield and get a first down.
They just couldn't hold on. They had him at the line of scrimmage, and McCall just kept scrapping and going.
Now, Jeremy, just as a good example, that kid played middle school football last year. Right. This is McCall, number 5 kid.
So. Boy.
Yeah.
I bet that was a mess. Because he is a big kid, and he is an impressive runner. What does he lift at? They got him at 6'1", 185.
Yeah, as a freshman. So that'll do it for the third quarter play, ladies and gentlemen. Not a good opening segment there for the Miners in the second half. Miners trail 28-13 to start the fourth quarter. We'll be back with fourth quarter action here, listening to Hartshorne Miner football on Q Country Legends 105.9.
Ed Wallace Ford, 1700 East Jackson, Hugo, Oklahoma, salutes athletes of all types across the Red River Valley. Congratulations. Your hard work is paying off for you. That is what Ed Wallace Ford has learned over the last few years. A new location, 1700 East Jackson, better to serve you and more value than ever before. Built Ford tough, come experience it yourself. Ed Wallace Ford, 1700 East Jackson, or online, edwallacefordofhugo.com.
Hartshorne Feed and Seed and Big V Feed are teaming up to support the Miners. Go see the owners Benny and Jennifer Curtis at Hartshorne Feed and Seed, 625 Pennsylvania Avenue, for all your pet and livestock needs, as well as a full line of Big V products. Shop local. Your business is greatly appreciated. Go Blue!
KQIK FM Haleyville, KNNU, Antlers, a Payne Radio Group station.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Atoka. Miners trail the Atoka Wampus Cats to start the fourth quarter of play here, 28-13. Atoka has the ball first down and 10 at midfield, and they just picked up a key third down on the last play there to end the third quarter of play. And Jeremy, we talked about it there. The Miner offense pretty stagnant there in the third quarter. 22 yards of offense in the first play, and had 9 yards of that. So not much production there in the third quarter.
Yeah, it seemed like Hartshorne got away from what they do well a little bit in that quarter offensively.
Flags before the snap here to open the quarter. False start against the offense.
All right, maybe this is the turning point right here. The battleship's beginning to turn.
Got them behind the chains here to start, but you got to follow this up with a stop for short yardage at least. I can't imagine Atoka's going to take a lot of risk in the air here. They haven't all night, unless they've just really, like we talked about, worked it, and gone over the top. But they've only thrown the ball about 5 times, haven't they?
3 times.
3 times. So
3 times.
So you can't anticipate that going to be the case here, I wouldn't think. So.
And that last pass, it was a touchdown pass. The quarterback literally just threw it as far as he could in the middle of the field. And the receiver went and got it. It wasn't even the pattern.
Yeah,
they didn't even throw it to the pattern.
The pattern was a flag route, and he threw it to the post. So. Yeah. First and 15 here for Atoka. Quarterback back to pass. He's looking down the near side, and he does it again. Just slings it straight up in the air.
Oh!
And it is dropped and bounced off his shoulder pads. Should have been intercepted there by the Hartshorne defense.
That was a lot of should have been on both sides of the ball there.
Yeah, should have been a touchdown.
19 for Atoka, totally left the Hartshorne defense in its dust. The quarterback throws up a parabolic pass. There is no other way to describe it. It looked like a punt. And
it certainly did. It was still going up into the spiral as it was coming down.
With that said, it came down. Maybe it was coming down too fast, like a punt, and it hit the receiver in the shoulder pad.
Well, I think it was a bad angle to catch, too, because the nose of the ball was facing the backwards almost. It wasn't like a pass coming over your shoulder. So.
Yeah, it was very odd. So but then it bounced to the Hartshorne player.
And Jeremy, just as I say this, here they come out in shotgun formation this time, and now they call timeout. It's just as we talk about them not throwing any passes, they try that one, which They figured out here the 19 is going to go by Farmer, number 3, out here on the corner. So this Hartshorne defense is going to have to make some form of adjustment on that end of it, because I think they're just going to keep doing that.
It's kind of hard. If that is a pick your poison for the Hartshorne defensive coordinator. If you just put Farmer out one-on-one for him, it doesn't look like he can cover him deep, which I don't blame Farmer. It doesn't look like many people can cover 19 deep, but he needs safety help over the top. But the safeties are too busy having to stop Yarbrough and the 2 McCall kids.
All running, yeah,
which have been a mess.
So coming out of the timeout here, 2nd down and 15 for Atoka.
But it was funny watching that as 19 for Atoka just zooms right by. But I would watch. 19's not even on the field right now, and they haven't thrown to anybody else. If 19's not going to be on the field, I would think run if you're Hartshorne defense.
Well, they're at the quarterback here. Check that. They've put Yarbrough in at quarterback for Wildcat purposes. He's going to fake it, keep it, and hand it off to McCall over the left side. He's spinning through tackles and is going to break it and go. That's just poor tackling, Jeremy.
Two people hit him at the 40-yard line. 2 Hartshorne Miners hit him at the 40-yard line, but with their hands down at their waist and not wrapping up. They both hit him. Yarbrough, McCall just bounced off of them. Nice hit by the Hartshorne players, but no wrap up. Bounced off of him, and he's gone.
24 Will McCall with the touchdown run there for Atoka, and that puts the Wampus Cats up out of reach probably of the Miners here, 34-13. 11:36 to go in the 4th quarter.
You can't say Hartshorne wasn't there to make that play.
Had them in position. You just got to make the play.
They identified the play. The Hartshorne players were smart and identified the play. They just couldn't finish it off.
Mustafa Raj on to try the extra point. Ball's down, kick is up, and it is booming through the uprights. This kid is a kicker, dude. I don't know where he came from. Obviously, he's probably not local with the name of Red Eye Mustafa Raj, but maybe he is local. I have no idea. But obviously, he's a heck of a kicker. So 35-13 here. The Wampus Cats open it up on Hartshorne a little bit here. And I see the coaching staff is taking the whole entire Hartshorne team out on the field. And I see Coach Bear in the middle of that huddle, and he's got a finger pointing in about every face in the huddle.
That was their I lost count. I think that was like their 10th play of 10 yards or more in this game, which is just too much.
So Miners still in a team huddle over on their far sideline as Atoka has the ball teed up ready to kick.
Well, it's interesting strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out.
If this was only dodgeball, I'd throw a wrench at someone. I'd pull the old
you can dodge a wrench.
His old Houlihan if you can dodge a wrench.
Well, here comes the Hartshorne team. So
Miner kickoff team gets set up here as Frazier, Colbert, and Noriega go back deep. Big-legged Mustafa Raj has it teed up here. Boom. High, deep kick. It's going to be taken by...
Nope. It looks all the world like a college kickoff.
Into the end zone there over Colbert's head. So Hartshorne will have it at their own 20-yard line, 1st down and 10. Sorry. I'm watching this ball judge go down and try to put the ball on the 15. So, a couple of scores here, guys, just while we have a second. Scored interesting one on the Antlers Wilburton. Diggers 28-0 over the Antlers Bearcats in the 4th quarter, folks. If you were wondering. Cervantes brings them back to the line here. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Has Colbert, West in the backfield with him. Cervantes has pressure in his face. He's looking to get rid of it and just throws it away as he had 2 Atoka Wampus Cats bearing down on him. He was outside the tackle box, it looks like, so they're just going to call it incomplete. No ground in there. There wasn't really a receiver anywhere in the area, but I didn't know if he got it past the line of scrimmage or not, Jeremy.
I think he may have got it, because technically the line of scrimmage extends past the out of bounds.
Out of bounds line.
So I think where it actually landed out here out of bounds, it was just past the 20, but just barely.
2nd down and 10 here for the Miners. 3 receivers to the left. Shaw, the tight end, on the right. Cervantes throws it deep down the middle. There's a Tokawampus cat waiting to take that right out of the air at the 50. Not certain who it is, but he looks like he's going all the way. He crosses the 15 and running out of bounds at the 10-yard line by number 62, Corey Sparks.
The problem with that pass is that Cervantes just rolls back and drops back, and he's not even looking at a receiver. He's just throwing to a spot or throwing.
Number 19, Wyatt Holland there with the interception return down to the 10-yard line. That'll be first and goal for Atoka. So Atoka comes to the line. First down and goal from the 10. Quarterback Tyson Barrett under center. Straight eye behind him. And off goes 24 McCall over the right side, left side. Check that. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown.
Maybe a little demoralization on that side by Hartshorne defense.
So 11-13 to go, and Atoka pouring it on here, 41-13 over the Miners. I really think Hartshorne just got away from what they should have been doing on offense, and that put their defense in bad situations here in the second half, and it just kind of snowballed from there. And well, and too, you give up those two big plays at the end of the first half, man. That's just such a deflator.
Especially when you're technically outplaying them at that point.
Yeah. Kick is up and good by Mustafa Raj, of course.
I'm telling you, don't be surprised to see him out on the
Red Eye Mustafa Raj tees it up for the Sooners tomorrow at 11 a.m. against the Texas Tech Red Raiders. So 42-13 here, and the Miners going to get the ball back here with 11-13 to go in the fourth quarter, but it's just snowballed on Hartshorne ever since there was 2:05 to go in the second quarter. That basically is 35 unanswered by Atoka.
Hartshorne looked I don't want to say Hartshorne had control of the game, but the Hartshorne had a 13-7 lead with 2 minutes left in the first half, and Atoka was sitting 80 yards from a touchdown. It looked all the world like Hartshorne was going to go in a lead at halftime, feeling pretty good about themselves, had done a pretty good job, and things had just snowballed. Now, I don't know. I mean, you got to give credit to the Atoka coaches for seeing something, but this Atoka team's got some big, fast players on their squad, and a lot of them.
So here's the kickoff once again into the end zone by Mustafa Raj.
Legs Mustafa Raj had just someone's going. I'm pretty sure I couldn't kick it 3 times and get it that far.
He's doing it pretty easily too.
I'm just going to go ahead and say it on the radio right now. I have a man crush on Mustafa Raj. That guy can kick. I mean, good gravy.
So if you call him Mustache Raj,
I'm having a hard time. I mean, come on. I did grow up in Hartshorne. I can't pronounce Smith very well.
First and 10 Miners, and we've got flags before the play gets underway here. Looks like it's going to be a false start against Hartshorne, and it is. So it's going to move it back to the 15. First down and 15 for the Hartshorne offense.
Well, it never rains, but it pours.
That's exactly right. It's pouring a little bit on these Miners right now, but
yeah. Hartshorne's in a weird situation right here with 11-12 left in the game. If Hartshorne has any chance of wanting to get back into the game, they have to pass, but it's obvious that Hartshorne, that is not the strength of it, and things could really snowball and get ugly if they try to drive back and throw 3 straight passes.
Right. Handoff goes to Frazier on the jet sweep, tries to cut back at 20, does so, and is going to take it out to about the 24-yard line. So number 84, Xavier Frazier, with about a 9-yard gain there on first down.
That was a nice run. He juked about 5 players there on the left side.
Second down, and we'll call it 6. Cervantes sends 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Bring Frazier in motion again. Take the jet sweep to him. Cervantes going to keep it himself and just kind of spin forward through the middle of that line and pick up a few yards out to about the 27-yard line. So pick up 3. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 3 here.
See, that's what Hartshorne's good at, the power plays, the off tackle. But when you're down 42-13, it's hard to get on that.
It's hard to justify it as far as it goes, but, at the same time, I'd rather run those plays all day long than turn the ball over again or,
Exactly.
Try to put something together here and make something a little bit positive here with a good drive here in the 4th quarter. So 3rd down and 3 here from the 27. Cervantes hands it off to West over the right side, breaks the tackle in the backfield, and then
that's on the ground.
He did fumble, but his elbow looks like it did hit the ground. He's going to have it out to the 34, and that's going to be good for a 1st down, Hartshorne. Number 12, Ethan West on the carry there for Hartshorne.
Yeah, he did fumble, but he didn't actually fumble. He dropped the ball after he hit the ground. It was clear. And the referees vociferously called it. Quickly.
He did. Here's a snap. Fake to West. Cervantes has it, and he throws it short and incomplete.
Cervantes should have threw it immediately instead of pump faking. He had 11 crossing on a crossing pattern there who was open, and Cervantes pump faked for some reason, then pump faked again, and by the time he threw it, the guy
Yarbrough had closed and almost came even and picked off the short pass. That kid's fast.
That kid, yeah.
He is fast.
He has impressed. There's a lot of these players on the Toka side have impressed me.
Second down and 10. Handoff goes to Noriega on the jet sweep, and flags fly before the snap. We've got another false start against Hartshorne. So the Miners getting sloppy here in the 4th quarter as well. Don't want to see that when you're just trying to do something positive here to end this game on a good note. Ball's moved back to the 29-yard line, 2nd down and 15. Clock sits at 9:18 to go here in the 4th quarter. Miners trail 42-13 to the Atoka Wampus Cats.
It'd be nice if Hartshorne could put together a nice little drive here and regain some confidence and see themselves, we can do this as district play is just now starting.
Handoff goes to West over the left side. He's met in the hole, but runs a man over to pick up a couple of yards on that carry. Takes it out to the 31-yard line. Gain of 2, 3rd down and 13.
I just cannot believe how bad this snowballed so quickly. It just, with 2 minutes left in the first half, I would have said Hartshorne's going to win this game.
Well, it wasn't looking like this, but Cervantes fakes the handoff, throws it on the flat to Noriega. He's got it caught, and he takes it out across the 35, 40, out across the 45, and going to be spun out of bounds on the far sideline right at the 45-yard line. So that's going to be good for 1st down yardage. Nice catch and run there by number 1, sophomore Timothy Noriega.
That was a nice pass and catch. The Toka defender went for the interception there. It may have gotten a little too carried away with himself as the ball zipped just past his fingertips and for a 1st down for Hartshorne.
Well, those are all or nothing plays. So.
Yes.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Cervantes brings Noriega in motion, fakes to him on the jet sweep, and there's flags once again before the snap, and this looks like an offsides penalty against the defense. Offsides is the call against the defense of Atoka. That's going to move the ball out to the 50-yard line, where it'll be 1st down and 5 from midfield. Miners come to the line. 2 receivers left. 1 to the right is Harden. Bring Noriega in motion. Hands Noriega on the jet sweep around the right side. He's looking for a block but can't get one as West just whiffs on a couple of guys. And number 5, McCall, comes up and makes a nice tackle there on Noriega.
That was a nice little run by Noriega, though. He skitters pretty fast out there when he hits the corner.
He's not real thick, but he's a goer.
He seems to get going pretty fast quickly.
So 1st and 10, Hartshorne at the Atoka 42-yard line. Clock running here with 7:45 to go in the ball game. Miners trail 42 to 13. Cervantes takes a snap, drops back to pass. He's got pressure coming up the middle, rolls to his left, tries to get rid of it, and gets Frazier on the far side. Frazier catches it and breaks across the 30 and is knocked out of bounds at about the 30. What's he call it? 33?
No, 28.
Sorry, 28. 28-yard line. So 1st down and 10 for the Miners from the 28 of Atoka. So nice drive putting together here. Cervantes scrambled to his left and made a nice throw to
that was the nicest pass of the night. That was very nice. He was rolling to his left and zipped the pass out there and hit his receiver right near the sideline.
Cervantes takes a snap, drops back to pass again. He's got pressure coming, throws it over the middle into some traffic.
Oh!
Tipped in the air and then caught by Frazier as he was behind the intended receiver, Barnhill. Frazier's going to have it down inside the 5-yard line to about the 2, it looks like, Jeremy, where it's going to be 1st and goal. But lucky break there for the Miners.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good right there. As Frazier was open for a moment, but probably a little too far down the field for Cervantes to just zip it to him when Frazier had a little window open. So Cervantes throws it a little late and kind of plays pinball with all the defenders and minor receivers and landed in Frazier's hand.
So 1st and goal, they bring Frazier in motion, fake it to him, hand off to West over the left side. He's going to power his way in for the touchdown. Miners.
That's what you like to see. Don't give up.
So 6:36 to go in the ball game, and the Miners take it in for 6. 42 to 19 now, the Miners trail, but that's exactly what we're talking about, Jeremy. Wanted to put something positive together right here, not go out on a free and out or something like that, and that's what this offense came out and did. So nice drive there for Hartshorne.
Yeah, I think it's really important for Hartshorne to play this to the bone tonight. It probably won't make a difference. It'd be very doubtful it makes a difference in the final win-loss, but it might make a difference down the road in district play continues for the mindset of the Miners.
Exactly. So Miners going to go for 2 here. Cervantes fakes it, rolling to his right, and he's going to keep it himself and take it in for the 2-point conversion.
He kind of tiptoed there at the end.
I think he was thinking about throwing the ball, but then decided he'd hang on to it. So that's going to make it 42-21. Atoka leads Hartshorne here. 6:36 to go in the ball game.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting. There was a rollout run pass option, and Cervantes is running, and he could practically waltz into the end zone, and he tested that theory by maybe not doing a waltz, but it was at least the samba into the end zone, as it took a little longer to get there than I thought.
You really just say a samba.
I tried to, I didn't remember that on your Casio keyboard.
The
Isn't that a dance?
beat on the Casio keyboard. I don't know. Let's ask Johnny Castle. Maybe we can get him to Dirty Dancing.
Oh,
idiot.
I've never watched Dirty Dancing.
Oh, you're not missing out.
Yeah, I've never watched Dirty Dancing or The Godfather.
And we've already talked about this. So 6:36 to go, and a godfatherless father next to me watches the Miners here. 42-21 trailing the Atoka Wampus Cats. Javen Shaw is going to tee it up to kick off for Hartshorne. Got some Atoka players trying to get on and get some PT here at least.
Dude, all I know is I have a crush on that kid's hair.
Me too. Great hair, kid.
Oh, my gosh. That is some hair right there. He needs to buckle his chin strap. He's got hair. Everything's just going on right down there.
Here's the kickoff.
That's live ball.
That's a live ball. And finally, I can't tell what number
19.
it is. Okay, 19 jumped on it there, Holland, down at about the 18-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Atoka at their own 18.
It looked like
He was trying to watch it go out of bounds, but it just didn't do it. It was coming to the near sideline, but it didn't get out of bounds.
Well, how about just a fumble where we're running into the end zone right here, Dale?
Well, we'll
Just
turn
to
over
make
and
things
never
a little
help.
fun.
Sure. I'll take it. So 1st and 10 Atoka from their own 18. maybe someone could, I don't know. What salsa?
Samba.
Yeah, samba. The ball in. So
Samba.
1st and 10 here for Atoka. Toss wide to McCall. He's trying the right side, cuts back, and he's going to take it across the 20. Nice running there by the freshman, number 5, McCall.
I tell you what, if you have watched, if you're in the stands watching this game tonight, you're tired of watching the Atoka runners cut back. They have constantly cut back. Hartshorne has had the initial stop on the runners, or at least contain, I should say, but the cutbacks have just killed the minor defense as the defense, the second and third wave of defense just hasn't been there.
Yeah, the edge has been set well. It just hasn't been maintained on the underside. So gain of about 6 yards on the carry. 2nd down and 4. Toss this time to the left side. McCall's going to have it, and he's going to be hit hard as he crosses the 25 out to about the 27. Looks like he's going to be about a yard short of first down yardage there. So much better tackling that time by the minor defenses. Beecham and Barnhill come up and make a nice stop. 3rd down and 1 here for Atoka.
This cast of running backs that Atoka has is just incredibly impressive. I tell you what, I'm not an Atoka announcer, so I'll go ahead and say if Atoka had a little bit better quarterback play, they'd be really dangerous on offense.
Well, Yarbrough was the quarterback last year.
Oh,
they moved him from quarterback to tailback. They've got a freshman that's going to be a really good quarterback. So, handoff, fullback dive up the middle, and he's going to be stuffed for a loss on that play.
And the Atoka coach did not appreciate this much as he threw his playbook about 10 yards on the Atoka sideline just then. And I think he also nailed one of his players with it. He is still not happy down there.
So a loss of maybe about a quarter of a yard on that play, and it looks like Atoka's going to call out the punt unit here. It's going to be 4th down and about 2 yards to go from their own 26 and a half yard line roughly. So Mustafa Raj is going to be back in punt formation, but still regardless, I know it's 4:36 to go here in the game, and Atoka's pretty much got this one probably in the bag. But still, it's 4th down and short here. I'd be careful.
Well, and like I said again, Hartshorne wants to go ahead and get the ball back, and they want to go down and score again. It won't make a difference ultimately in this game, but I'm telling you, the mindset later on, it will.
And we've got flags before or as the ball was snapped there, and I believe it's going to be a delay of game against Atoka, so it won't be any fear of a fake now. It's going to be 4th down and 7. And I don't think there was much of one there either, but
I'm still just cracking up at this Atoka coach down there. He is still hot from whatever happened on that 3rd down play where Hartshorne made a good stop there. You would think the game was tied right now. The way he is marching up and down the sideline, still talking into his headset.
Never stop coaching.
Yeah.
Here's the snap back to Mustafa Raj. High, weirdly spiraling punt. It's going to bounce at about the 48 and go out of bounds on the near sideline.
That was he had a little pressure coming in his face a little bit, a little token pressure anyway.
So Hartson's going to have good field position here as the ball's going to be spotted at the 48-yard line of the Miners. 4:07 to go here in the ball game. Miners trail 42-21 to the Atoka Wampus Cats.
Go ahead and drive it down the field, put a score on, and you'll feel good going into next week. Or better, I should say.
Well, I was going to say, I think the Hartshorne mindset coming into this game tonight was, they felt like they were a fairly evenly matched team with this bunch. I mean, you know when you see 10 on film that you're going to have to really contain a cat like that. But I think this is going to be a disappointing night for this Miner team. Cervantes has pressure coming in his face, sets up the screen to West, trying to get a block, gets outside across the 50, spins and breaks the tackle, but he's got two other Atoka Wampus cats coming to finish him off right there at midfield.
Hartshorne, I will say on the pass play, it seems like Hartshorne does struggle a little bit up front with the pass blocking. It does seem like there's always somebody running free right at the quarterback.
Well, and Jeremy, it's just one of those things where you've got guys up front that are just a little undersized. They're a lot undersized. We're a lot undersized up front, and Well, I see right there. I see number 60, Landon Burke, center. He's got his feet set. He's got himself in position. At just some point, you're not going to be able to hold a kid that's 35, 40 pounds heavier in front of you. When he's got a kid right there, I can't tell how big that kid is. Got a false start on the Miners.
You know one of the biggest misconceptions of people watch football is they see big offensive linemen and they think these are earth movers. These guys are built to run block. In reality, the bigger you are, the better you are as a pass blocker than you are as a run blocker. So these smallish Hartshorne offensive linemen are really adept at run blocking, but they struggle a little bit trying to hold their balance against the defensive line.
Well, as I said, the nose guard lined up in front of Burke, who is almost complete there to Barnhill as it bounces out of his hands. I was talking there, number 60, Landon Burke, center for Miners. Landon goes 5'8", 166. The young man across from him is 6'2", 225, senior, number 50 there for Atoka. And
it's just physics.
It's just physics. It's just simple physics.
I mean, like you said, he was in good position. He's been in good position to block.
Oh yeah,
and it's hard.
Got great technique there. He's doing everything right. You aren't capable physically. So Miners have it. Handoff goes to West. He should have kept going right there as he had the opening on the outside, but he tried to cut back inside there at about the 45 and just takes it across to the 46 where it's going to bring up 4 down and about 12 yards to go here for the Miners.
I think, Dale, I'm a monster college football buff, and it makes me think of the academy teams who run the wishbone and stuff. Their offensive linemen are smallish. I mean, they're going 240, 250, 260. And so but they can run the ball with abandon, but pass blocking is an issue.
So here's Shaw on to punt. Nice sideling punt there by Shaw. It takes a straight up bounce and is going to be down to the 30-yard line by Kemp for the Miners. So Atoka will have it first down and 10 from their own 30-yard line. 2:28 to go here. Atoka leads Hartshorne 42-21 in the fourth quarter. So the Miners look like they're going to fall to 1-3 here on the season, 0-1 in district play. And if you're familiar with the schedule of Hartshorne, I can promise you folks, it does not get any easier starting next week as the Miners host the district favorite and leading Eufaula Ironheads in Hartshorne next week, 7 o'clock kickoff. Ironheads put 49 spot on in the first half on Heavener, wound up winning 49-14 over the Wolves, but be a tough one next week for Hartshorne as Eufaula ranked in the top 10 to start the season. As the handoff toss goes to McCall as he keeps breaking tackle after tackle after tackle after tackle after tackle. Finally breaks free. Farmer's trying to get him on the far sideline. I think he's got an angle to get him. And McCall's going to fumble the ball out of the end zone, and they're going to call him down. But he fumbled the ball out of the end zone, Jeremy.
I couldn't tell. I have to admit, I was looking at the strewn Miners in his wake as he ran down the field.
Freshman Andrew McCall there with the long run.
He must have been hit 5-6 times in the first 8 yards. And again, cut back, and no pursuit and no secondary rush of Miner defenders to stop him on the 67-yard gain.
Looks like he's gassed now at least.
He was hauling the trailer that last 15 yards.
Number 17, Noah Sherrill's checked in here at quarterback.
Can't tell.
Handoff goes to the fullback. Touchdown, Atoka.
What number is that?
I can't see his number. Nor do I care to.
And the guy in the long pajamas that Atoka calls uniforms. Excuse me. That play encapsulated tonight.
Sean Allen, freshman fullback, 6 foot 165.
Don't you believe the 67-yard run there by McCall encapsulated tonight as Hartshorne had him dead to rights for a minimal game. And literally at one point during the run, 2 Hartshorne defenders ran into each other and knocked themselves out of the play.
Caleb Wingo comes on and puts the extra point through for the Atoka Wampus Cats. That'll make you score 49-21 here, 1:48 to go in the ball game.
I was wondering why that extra point looked a little crooked. It wasn't our boy.
It was not Mustafa Raj. Yeah. He's got leg cramps over here, so he's wore out. probably going to need a rest after all the kicking he's done tonight. But as far as it goes, as I said, Miners on the losing end of this one here, and got a tough order next week against Fall Ironheads in Hartshorne. And I'm as we were talking about earlier too, Jeremy, I'm just really curious. Atoka, if you drive through the city of Atoka and you drive through the city of Hartshorne,
oh God,
there's a considerable difference. So I'm curious as the classifications here. You know the same
what
thing.
about Eufaula?
Eufaula, the same thing I was fixing to say. These two teams.
I would figure Eufaula and Atoka would be
at a minimal 3A.
Yes, and maybe a biggish 3A teams at that. Eufaula's been 3A my entire life.
Yeah.
My entire life.
Well, Atoka has been for most of mine as well.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem that's happened with Atoka is they've got all these smaller schools around here and started jerking kids out for baseball. Tushka and teams like that down here, and that's what's happened.
Okay.
Brady Ford, Xavier Frazier on the return for the Miners takes it out to the 31-yard line.
Because it does, because I do want to say this, the Hartshorne players are playing hard, tough. They're out there. Now, they're missing tackles, but it isn't because of lack of effort. There's no lack of effort out there.
No.
But sometimes when you have a freshman for Atoka who's running at 6 foot, 185 pounds, and as fast as one of your cornerbacks,
right,
because that's who caught him there at the end of the run, there is a little bit of a talent differential. Right,
a little bit. So, and when you get in high school and ball games especially, unfortunately, it's glaring when that happens, and it just is the way it goes. So Niners come to the line here. Cervantes got to get this play off before the play clock expires. He's going to hand it off to Colbert up the middle. Colbert's going to dive his way forward for a couple of yards. He got a flag flying in here from the near sideline judge.
Not sure what that is.
That looks like Uncle Remus.
That used to sing me the
Hippity-doo-dah day.
that guy, yeah.
Not Uncle Remus would put me to bed.
That's who I was thinking of.
You're thinking of Don Williams.
The gentle giant, Don Williams. What was the call there?
Face mask was the call, but see, here we go again. They're calling it a 5-yard face mask, and I was told last week there's no such thing as a 5-yard.
Well, there isn't in college. That does not exist in college. I admit I'm not sure about college. But they certainly did call that a 5-yard face mask, didn't they?
Cervantes rolls right. I'm not really certain. That was really strange looking. I really don't.
Well, you had helmets falling off from the Atoka defenders, and Cervantes pump fake. That was a little bit of everything going on that play.
That was odd. It's incomplete as it is, but that was a really weird looking stanza.
Look at this, and I don't know if this is the second team Atoka defense or not at this point, but they are huge.
Jeremy, those are freshmen.
Those guys.
Those guys in there are freshmen.
I mean, they have their freshman defense out there. And
I'm sorry, 71 Hanks Huddleston. He's a sophomore. I'm sorry.
He lined up offside.
Yeah, 75 is a freshman. 80 is a freshman. And he's lined up 3 feet offside.
He's lined up in the backfield of Hartshorne, and they didn't call it, but that's fine, I guess. Minute 20 left.
Pass is intended for, I believe that was intended for Beecham, is incomplete.
But these guys are huge. I would say the future could be, especially with that running back, the future is bright for Atoka.
Yep. Trust me, their middle school team was super good last year. One of the best I have ever watched as far as the middle school team goes. They were really good, and there's 13 freshmen on the Atoka team that were all part of that middle school team last year, and they will be good. So, Niners line looks like it's lined up in a wing formation. Frazier takes the handoff on the jet sweep around the left side, and he's going to take it out across the 45 for first down yardage.
Referees have also obviously just kind of swallowed their whistles for lining up and stuff at this point in the game.
Yep.
Earlier in the game, there would probably been a penalty on Atoka the play before and a penalty on Hartshorne for both teams lining up all messed up.
So 1:11 to go here. So the clock runs at 1:05. Niners have it first and 10 at their own 47. Cervantes takes a snap, fakes to Colbert of the middle. He's drop back to pass, looking to throw over the middle, and he's got a man open downfield, and it is caught by number 20, Keegan Barnhill, down at the 28-yard line of Atoka. They spot the ball just inside the 29-yard line, so first down, Hartshorne at the Atoka 29. Clock runs here with 35 seconds to go in the ball game. Cervantes takes a snap, drops back, looks to throw. Throws one deep to the corner of the end zone, and he's got a man, and it is caught for a touchdown. Number 22, Tommy Harden.
The Hartshorne line did a good job of pass blocking there. He had plenty of time to set his feet and throw it, and it was very odd. It was like the Atoka defenders just ignored 22 out there. Yeah, they were like 2 feet away from him.
I know. That's what I thought too. Tommy just kind of slipped in there and caught the ball as it was coming down. It was kind of strange. So
the Atoka players never reacted to the football in the air. That's what was kind of weirded me out about the entire play. I kept expecting them to react, and they never did. And because it wasn't like 22 was wide open or anything.
No. So 49-27 here. The Miners will line up for a 2-point conversion try. Cervantes takes a snap, keeps himself over the right side, trying to drive his feet forward and get in, and I think he made it. It is good.
For anybody who had the box 29 at the end of the game, they won. That's a random score.
That is a total random score of 29. So 49-29 here. 25 seconds to go in the ball game. So the Miners will fall to 1-3 here on the season. Travel back home next week to take on the Eufaula Ironheads at Butler Jennings Field.
Who else they have after Eufaula, Dale? If you don't mind informing.
The schedule goes October 4th, home against Eufaula. October 11th, away against Antlers, who lost 29-0 tonight to Wilburton, folks. So on the 17th, you got a home game versus Valiant, which will be homecoming. 25th, you go on the road to Wilburton for the Battle of Gown Mountain. On the 1st of November, you get Hugo at home, and then on the 8th, we get Heavener away to wrap up the season, November 8th. Javen Shaw has it teed up for the Miners. And here's the kick. Going total opposite direction. This time it's going to drop dead at the 24. And one guy from his knees tosses the ball. That was weird.
Was that rugby?
It looked like a rugby play.
Australian
like,
football?
what are you doing? He's on his knees and he tosses the ball back to another kid. That was strange.
The kickoffs have definitely weirded out Atoka tonight. they're a little befuddled by kickoffs. Maybe that's their weakness.
It is. Well, we should have onside kicked all night long. They're just stood there.
They would have had no clue how to respond to the chicanery of Hartshorne's kickoff.
That wily Javen Shaw out there with his wacky kickoff.
But it has been odd how Atoka has responded with this last one being some type of weird.
It was really strange.
I don't know.
So Atoka will have a first down and 10 here with 24 seconds to go in the ball game.
I think they should let Mustafa Raj kick a field goal from here.
I think they should at least see what happens. Give him a shot on that 87-yarder. So Atoka in the victory formation here. Just going to take a knee, and that will do it tonight, ladies and gentlemen. For the ball games, both teams head to the sidelines. Atoka comes off with a number 1 in the air, but unfortunately, they're not number 1, or neither is Hartshorne. But that's going to do it here from Atoka tonight. 49-29, the Miners go down in the opening of district play. And Miners, like as I said, back in Hartshorne next week to take on Eufaula at Butler Jennings Field. Jeremy, hey, man, I just want to say thank you.
Oh, I appreciate it. I always love a chance to. I wish I could do it more often. It's not always easy to get away from the homestead up in Norman to get down for the games out here in Southeast Oklahoma, but I like to do it when I can. And you know what? I still like what I saw in some ways from Hartshorne tonight. I know they had a really rough season last year, and I think they can contend for a playoff berth this year. I really do. I think the Baker kid is really impressive at running back. He could start for any team at almost any classification, if you ask me. And I think Cervantes is a load to handle at quarterback. I think their problem is going to be size, and it's going to be speed on the back end. And which both those things came into play tonight and exposed them. But when they, and I hate to say this because it sounds like I'm making excuses, but when they play teams their own size a little more, maybe the Heaveners, the Valiants, those of the world, I feel like they'll be able to hold their own and get in the playoffs. I think Atoka is a pretty good team, and I would dare to say they're a playoff team too. If not, I don't know how they'll fare against Eufaula in that district, but I feel like that they'll make the playoffs. So Hartshorne shouldn't throw in their season did not end tonight.
No,
it did not end tonight.
And I believe these kids, they know that what they're doing is they're trying to build something. They're trying to, it's a process of what they're working on here as far as this goes. I know that they're going to come back and keep working. I don't have any doubt in my mind about that as far as it goes. But I also know that, if you don't have a kid if you can't emulate something in practice, if you don't have a kid that can simply catch other kids, I mean, when you're in high school football, it just is what it is. It's going to be tough.
I think when the coaches review the film, they're going to look at the first quarter. Basically everything but the last 2 minutes of the first half. And Hartshorne played an excellent football game. I mean, think about it. Atoka was averaging 4 yards a carry with 2 minutes left in the first half, and Hartshorne had the lead. Things are still about with all these athletes and speed and stuff that Atoka has. Hartshorne held them to that. That is what Hartshorne is capable of doing. If they put that together for an entire game, they could beat nearly anybody. They really can. It's hard to do that. It is hard to play a perfect game for 4 quarters. But I think they should look at those first 2 quarters and go, look what we can be.
Yep.
And go forward like that.
And build off that. You bet. Well, hey, once again, man, I appreciate you coming down and doing this with me. Brian will be back with me next week there in Hartshorne for the Eufaula contest. But your final once again tonight from Atoka. Atoka Wampus Cats break the streak against the Miners. 49-29. They beat the Hartshorne Miners tonight to open district play. For Del Moody and Jeremy Cowan, you've been listening to Hartshorne Miner Football on Q Country Legends 105.9. We appreciate you listening. We'll be back next week with more action from Butler Jennings Field. Always keep the faith, folks, and go Big Blue.
Q Country Legends 105.9, the new 92.3. When you